Hello, guys. So I don't know if you and if I don't know. I've never talked about this with anyone. I don't know if you guys have ever had this like idea of like when I grow up, I'm gonna work at this or I'm gonna work at that or whatever I work at, I'm gonna be like an expert at it. You know what I mean? Or like when you think of older people, you're like, well, this person's an expert at this person's an expert at that, or whatever. And I've always had this idea that like when I reach a certain age, I would be an expert at whatever it is that I do. You know what I mean? I feel like in today's world, because jobs can change so much, I don't know if we're gonna end up being an experts in anything. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean? Like if you have a job that lasts, I don't know how many years, and then a job that lasts how many years, I don't know. If like the jobs are very different, then are you gonna be an expert in something? You know what I mean? Because it's like you've worked in so many places doing so many different things. I mean, I don't. We're not even gonna get into like whether being an expert is better than like knowing about a lot of things. Of course, you have to know about a lot of things. Like it's always beneficial, and being an expert in something doesn't hurt either. But I've always had this idea that I had to be an expert at something. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like I always thought that there had to be like I've always wanted to know about a lot of things, like definitely. But I also wanted to be an expert at something. Like what is my expertise? And even even sometimes for content, I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna make content that can like help people, what am I an expert at? Do you know what I mean? What do you know what I mean? Like what am I like this like guru at? Because like I've done so many things. I make content, but I'm not a guru at it. I can't be. You know what I mean? I don't even have like the keys to like being the most entertaining or whatever. Because do you know what I mean? Like if I was the most entertaining, then I would be, you know what I mean? Like I would be this like huge, you know what I mean, content creator. So it's like I'm not an expert at that. And then well, I taught myself English on my own and I speak English well, but like is that my expertise? Like there's so many words I don't know. Like there's so many that I don't know and I'm always learning new things and always learning new words and I'm like, what the heck? There's so many words for the same concept. Like I can't be an expert at that either. Do you know what I mean? Like even if I'm good at it or whatever, like I consider myself like not an expert or anything, but like people sometimes normally when people ask me something like I know the answer to it. You know what I mean? When it comes to the English language. But I wouldn't consider myself an expert either at that. You know what I mean? I'm not an expert like even getting good grades in school, I wouldn't say that I'm an expert in the things that I studied because I have no idea. Like I literally just studied for the exam and then I forgot everything. It happens to all of us. You know what I mean? So I can't. You know what I mean? Like I had this idea. I was like, so if I have this job and then I become more specialized in like business like strategy or in like business organization or whatever, like or business management, whatever. Like well, studying it because I'm a scholar. I guess I am right now, and I'm starting out. I'm just starting out, but I was like, then am I going to be an expert in that? I wouldn't consider myself an expert even then because it's like I'm an academic, like I study these things. But like even the people who work in the corporate world, are they experts of those things? Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like we always like I think humans normally we hate studying, but we like knowing things. Do you know what I mean? Like we like I think that's like kind of like behind the idea of like being an expert is like maybe I want to know about something. Maybe I want to like I want to sound interesting when I talk about things. I think it's I think like a lot of things it's an ego thing because I'm like yeah maybe my ego would be you know like it would feel good if I was like an expert quote unquote expert in something. But deep down, I don't care if I'm not an expert in anything. I don't care. Like why would I want to be an expert in business? What I want? Why would I want to be an expert in business management, strategy, all that? Why do I want to? Like what points does that give me? Like if I become an expert, cool. And if I don't, it's cool too. You know what I mean? Like I don't like deep down I really don't care about those things. Like deep down I just want to do the things that I love and I want to keep making content and I want to yeah, I want to be a content creator. I want to entertain people. I want to do things that I find that I think are fun and that I think are fulfilling, things that I'm proud of. I don't care if I'm not an expert in anything. I don't care. You know? I just want to do the things that I want to do and sometimes I have to identify like whether I really want to do something. If I'm like, "Oh my god, this is really cool." Like, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to learn about that? Or is it just ego? Because there have been times where I was like, "Oh my god, wouldn't it be cool to study this, to study that?" Or like to get this like not degrees, but like maybe this like what do you call it? Like post grads that are not master's degrees. Like, what if I did this course? What if I did that course? do you really want to do it, or are you doing it because you want to say it? You know, like, do you want to say that you did it? You know what I mean? And sometimes I'm like, yeah, maybe it's just to say it. So if it's just to say it, maybe I don't want to do it. You know? Like, do I really see myself doing that and enjoying that? That's the real answer. That's the real thing. But yeah, I don't know. This was just a little reflection. I'm not trying to lecture you guys on anything. So yeah, just a little reflection. I hope it was food for thought. I don't know. And I'll see you next time. Bye.